Digitize existing gate valve infrastructure in the simplest way possible with the Hawle.live KEY. My name is Marilena Gigerl, and today I would like to introduce you to our valve operating key. What does digitization mean in drinking water supply? Climate change is advancing and the demand for clean drinking water is growing. To meet this demand, we must protect and preserve our valuable water resources. We can do this by collecting and analyzing data, thereby increasing the safety and reliability of drinking water systems. What problems do we face in everyday life? An example: after construction work, a valve is accidentally left closed. When this happens, the water stagnates, the water quality deteriorates, and the firefighting capacity in the affected area is strongly reduced. But closed valves are not the only problem. Unintentional opening of the motors between pressure zones also leads to problems that are difficult to identify. Another major issue for water suppliers is the complex and confusing documentation required for the 5-year inspection. The valves must be inspected every 5 years in accordance with legal requirements. In practice, however, this documentation is very time-consuming and high risk for water suppliers, as it's often carried out using analog methods. In addition to this, there are different types of recording, varying standards and unclear criteria, all of which make standardized evaluation difficult. However, a tool with total overview that can be assessed at any time is often missing. Customers also lack information about the status of their valves, since there is a lack of up-to-date and reliable information that provides a picture of the condition of the valves. There is no overview of which valves are in need of renovations and which ones have priority in maintenance measures. But in case of failure, the water supplier must be able to rely on its valves without restriction. So what do our customers want? They want an overview of the exact position of their gate valves. They want to know the current position of their valves. Is it open or is it closed? They want to have an overview of all relevant status data. In addition, they want to optimize internal processes in order to achieve greater transparency, efficiency, and lower cost. But what is the solution to these problems? The solution is the Hawle.live KEY, our digital valve operating key. The Hawle.live KEY is the digital solution for documenting and monitoring your gate valve infrastructure. Once you have digitized your gate valve network, you have information about the position, status, and condition of the valves at all times. Sensors and electronics are also integrated into the actuation key. What do I need to digitize my gate valve infrastructure? On the one hand, I need the Hawle.live KEY, and on the other hand, the Hawle.live tag. The Hawle.live tag, as you can see here, is essentially a magnetic chip with NFC technology. Unique identification numbers are stored on the Hawle.live tag. This means that each gate valve has a clear identification. The Hawle.live KEY is very easy to install. This means that no excavation work is required. The Hawle.live tag is attached to the square end of the gate valve. Each gate valve then has its own individual digital identifier. When working with the Hawle.live KEY and the Hawle.live tag, this NFC technology enables direct data exchange between the two systems. With this data, you can record and clearly identify each gate valve very quickly. Regarding investment costs, this technology allows you to work in a very cost-efficient and scalable manner. For example, you can purchase Hawle.live tags with a low investment and digitize 10,000 valves. In other words, you need only a small investment and can scale cost efficiently over time, continuously digitizing your gate valve network. We are grateful to have already won several awards. Last year, for example, we won the Special Prize for Digital Innovation 2025 in the province of Lower Austria, and also the International Aquatech Innovation Award. We are very proud of this. So what are the advantages of working with the Hawle.live KEY? I can ensure that my gate valves are always in the correct position, meaning whether they are open or closed. This allows me to prevent operating errors. For example, I accidentally leave a valve closed after construction work or a pipe burst. When I work with the Hawle.live KEY, this cannot happen. Why? Because it always detects the current position, enabling me to centrally monitor my gate valve infrastructure. This means that there are no negative effects on the drinking water and firefighting water supply. Another huge advantage is that all gate valve operations are automatically documented. This means that regardless of whether I open or close the gate valve, the operation is automatically recorded when I use the Hawle.live KEY. However, it doesn't just record whether I have opened or closed the valve. It also records the health data of the gate valve. This health data is also visualized in the Hawle.live app. For the legal obligation to provide evidence, I have the huge advantage that it generates an automatic test report for each activity, and I can present it if it's necessary. The Hawle.live KEY system helps me to always display the complete status of my gate valve infrastructure. This means that I have recorded all gate valve operations as well as all important status data and can view this data at any time on the Hawle.live app. This means that I can see at any time whether my valves are working properly or where action may be needed because of gate valves that are difficult to operate. This allows me to plan ahead, ensures maximum safety, and enables me to make decisions very quickly. Practice shows that working with the Hawle.live KEY is very easy. To operate a gate valve, I first have to equip it with a Hawle.live tag. Then I put the Hawle.live KEY on the gate valve and switch it on. A Bluetooth connection is then automatically established between the Hawle.live KEY and the Hawle.live app on a mobile device such as a smartphone or a tablet. Next, I place my Hawle.live KEY on the gate valve, operate it, and the measured values are then automatically recorded and sent to the Hawle.live app. This overview shows which data is recorded. This means that I can see at a glance the degree of opening of my gate valve. I can see the dimensions of the valve and the direction in which it is turning. I can see the number of revolutions, and I can also see a torque curve. This means that I can usually see the torque at which I release the gate valve from its end position. Then I see the torque curve over the spindle revolutions and, finally, the torque with which I close the valve. If you see a deflection in the torque curve over the spindle revolutions, this would indicate that problems are occurring on this gate valve at a certain spindle revolution. For example, incrustations. Then I can perform a second operation and see the torque curve again. If this peak has smoothed out, I know that I have loosened this gate valve from these incrustations and my gate valve is running smoothly again. When recording the torque, I record the maximum torque, the minimum torque, and an average torque over the course of the process. In addition, I have a turn time curve diagram that shows me the speed at which I activated my gate valves. How does the Hawle.live KEY work in practice? I receive direct feedback on my Hawle.live KEY control unit. This means I have LED lights that shows me the status of the gate valve below me or the Hawle.live KEY. If I have a continuous blue LED bar, it means that my device is connected to the Hawle.live app and the Hawle.live KEY is waiting for me to operate a slider. The second image shows the gate valve being operated, and at the end, when the red light comes on, I can see that this gate valve is 75% closed. If I have an alternating green and red flashing light, this tells me that the gate valve below me is still unknown. This means that I have to operate it fully in order to digitize this gate valve. And if I see a full green LED bar on the key, it means the gate valve is completely open. If it were completely red, it would mean that the gate valve below me is completely closed. Finally, once again the question, why do I need the Hawle.live KEY? The advantages are obvious. I have all gate valve data, all operating data, all opening and closing data visualized in the Hawle.live app. I can use the Hawle.live KEY on any gate valve model. This means I am not dependent on any particular manufacturer. Installing the Hawle.live tag requires minimal effort and only takes a few minutes. I can also integrate the generated data into an existing control system. This means that we offer an interface where we can exchange this data. Data safety is very important to us. This means that we have secure data exchange thanks to state-of-the-art standards. Another huge advantage for the user is the easy operation and user-friendly interface. Simplify your daily work routine and start digitally upgrading your gate valve infrastructure now. We are looking forward to supporting you on your journey to digital water supply.